is going on with you guys? Thank you for tapping in with me again today. And if you're new to the channel, I'm Cleveland. I got another Q&A response video. This one is another good, I'm telling you, I be getting some real good questions from you all. Appreciate it. And I hope this helps somebody else. So this one is from my boy Worm797 Red Eye. He asked, can I make a video on my overflow for a non-plumb tank? Now that right there is an excellent question. Now I don't have any of my tanks plumbed. I do have one filter, but I do have one filter below the tank, one sump below the tank, but all my other sumps are above the tank. So I'll give you a good look at the sump that's below the tank on this 225. It's the only one that's like that. 225 gallon saltwater predator tank. I have the sump down below, have the protein skimmer, all that good stuff on there, but I didn't drill the tank. If you don't want to drill your tanks, there's a couple of different options. You could DIY your own little overflow, or you could do like I did and purchase an overflow box. Let me give you a little look at the overflow box that I purchased. I'll also put down below in the description the link for that one. It's at eShops, and you could purchase one yourself. It works really well. I've been using it for like 3 years, no complaints whatsoever. Let's take a look at it. Now, the first thing you're gonna notice is how grimy it is up here. Now, this is all Salt Creek. All that is Salt Creek. Gets everywhere. So I have to clean that off. Anyway, just had to address the elephant in the room being this Salt Creek. So here's the overflow box. I'm actually only using one of the two hoses. It works for a much larger sump as well as pump. If I had a bigger sump down there, then I'll probably be able to use both of those hoses, but I only need one. It works perfectly fine. So it also has the two sponges right there. Getting this thing to start overflowing the water is a little bit of a challenge. But once you get it, you're good, you're golden. But so it just sits like that. The two hoses just come on down, right down up in there. Water overflows into the sump right here, goes through the two socks, comes out, goes into the protein skimmer, come on over to the pump, or go through that other filter. That's that other sponge filter right there. It's just a sponge basically, but it's like more filtration. So it goes through that sponge, hits that pump, pumps right back out into the tank. And the water comes back in right there. So that's it. That's how I do the sump under the tank. If I can't drill it, that's how I do it. But when you go above the tank like this, you just take your little pump right there, pump the water in, and then the water goes through the trash can in this regard and just goes back in. The beauty of it being above your aquarium is you will never have your sump overflow. If your sump, okay, check this out. If you're right there, you see those? All right, you see those holes right there? Perfect. See those holes? Now, let's just say we have a situation where we have a power failure. You see that water intake right there, where the water is coming in at? If we have a power failure, what's going to happen is the water is going to drain from this tank all the way past those holes, as well as past that pipe right there, that white pipe right there. So if the power fails, the water is going to essentially drain from this tank and flood this sump. So you want to make sure that this is how that your water intake and the water outtake right there is high enough to the point to where if there was a power fail, the water could drain into your sump and it still will not overflow. So make sure that you that you keep that in mind. But that's the only difference that I see with the below the tank sumps compared to the above the tank sumps. You know, also some people don't have the spacing that they could put something above their tank or have the spacing under, vice versa. So whether you have space under your tank or somewhere above your tank, either one will suffice. But this one right here can flood, and this one right here will never flood. Never flood. All right, so that's it. That about explains it. Like I said, you know, you got the pump right there, pulls the water in, water pours right back into the tank. All right. All right, so I hope that answers your question. I appreciate that. Good looking worm for that question. I hope that answers it. If you have any further questions, or if I need to answer any more details, you could go ahead and drop them down in that comment section. I'll get to them. And if anybody else needed to hear this, I hope it was useful. If it was, and it's your first time here, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and everybody, if you enjoyed this video, like the video. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Peace.